traditional AA. Typically, when we try and salvage an AA game, we often get the Sven or the Chaos Knights. You can actually like try and stun and utilize the combo of cold people. We're not really there anymore. We got a lot of right again. We got blood grenades.
Oh my god, and just like that save, we can go down first blood. Kashi, you know, talk about
Are they getting away with the AA?
I mean, they're maybe running away with the way
With these Lunas where they like blink in and eclipse too, and you have to be pretty cautious about those situations as a morphling, so you know, when does it feel good?
and particularly because there are these other forms of lockdown.
Being obliged.
Right there, you can see they're pressuring in on Toronto Tokyo to make sure that small camp stays body block there from Yoko. So level 2, still holding the point on Yoko. They know they have this threat to be looks like
right? The Talon, you're looking for this timing around Luna's items that comes out maybe 25, somewhere in that area minutes. And then for BB team, it feels like it's going to be later on when the Stormflame actually comes online and gets a couple of items. And particularly considering how we've seen Nightfall play, he's tended to sort of be ready to sit back, try and farm up, wait for the late game scenarios, and not try and get super active early.
TPO fights, creeps, you know, those sort of things so hard to say. Ever since that kill, yeah, I think it was such a good option. I hope this lane, that is the message you're going to know. That's true or not? It's like, yep, no, I'm fine, yep, that's
zip forward, finds Makoto. Coming in, Snapfire. Now the turn wants to hit Cookie away, backs out, stacks up, and the fourth one will do it. GBC low on mana, so can't go for the two supports, but they got what they came for.
Just
Looks like it should be a trade-off of physical performance here.
menit habis itu. Kepala. makro. Lu pakai gitpin gak sih, Jas? Kenapa gak ini ya? Gak jalan ya? Tipis gue ya, Jas. Kalau di sini jalan kok. Di sini nggak jalan apa ya?
First time for him and 3 other of his teammates having a road to the international appearance, and so I'm hopeful that we will see him for future ones to come. However many that are on Talon, we'll see what happens after this TI for all of those guys there. BB team, they'll be playing on further today. Any other honorable mentions, though, for Talon that you want to talk about before we kind of close the book on that chapter and officially say goodbye to them?
I think for me, they showed growth for sure. Like, they pick heroes that they didn't pick before. Their backs are against the wall. They can only go forward. They have to win their games, and they're willing to go out of their comfort zone. I think that is a true sign that the team has growth. They've learned, they've improved, and they realize that the comfort picks are only going to get you to a certain level. But if you want to go beyond that, you need to be able to play the heroes that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah. We saw a lot of growth for this Talon roster, just even in this best of 3 between every single game. Someone who talked about it before we even started our series was Purge, and he's back again to break it down a little bit further.
Thanks, Nat. Yeah, when I talked at the start of the day, I wanted Makoto to play less carry-focused heroes. I wanted him to play tempo heroes, and he actually did that in most of the games. He played Monkey King Game 2 and Game 3, but his laning stage had something to be desired. It made me realize that I'd seen this Monkey King versus Storm matchup before. Watch how he's playing this match. He's got an important skill right here, Mischief. This allows you to temporarily turn into a creature and dodge damage for a brief moment of time. And when he uses Mischief, actually, he's often using it at the wrong time. I'm going to go back in time to show you guys this. He's going to use it to dodge an auto attack. That is not a good thing to do. The big damage is actually Remnant. And the reason is because watch how we have Malrine playing this. This is a match from 2 days ago. Rather than dodge that, what he wants to do is he moves forward, he puts 1 Jingu stack on his opponent to make him think he's going to stack up 4, and that's going to make Lumpy here run kind of back and forth like this, because he can't really get close knowing that there might be danger. And if he actually does go for a Remnant last hit, watch what he does with Mischief here. He walks forward, he blocks it with Mischief so that the Remnant doesn't get all the way to the range creep. So on the other side, if we look at Makoto's laning, if he's just using Mischief to dodge auto attacks, he's just getting a small regen trade, but he's never actually leveraging his 3rd skill, which is regen. So it's like, okay, you're laning fine, but you're not dominating your opponent. And then what happens afterwards is he doesn't actually go somewhere with that kill. Both games around the 6.5 minute mark, for any top player that plays this, like No One or Quinn, they will go do a bounty, a Wisdom Rune fight. But Makoto just continues to hang out in the mid lane and expect his allies to play near him. So it's a very different playstyle that we've been seeing out of him. I'm glad that he switched heroes, but he was not up to snuff on the Monkey King, unfortunately.
That Mischief is one of the most impactful spells that Monkey King has in his toolkit, not only in lane, but towards the late game too.
Late game, maybe not so much, but laning stage definitely against the Storm there, because you're denying CS by using it. There's not a lot of other heroes where you can stop their ability from doing anything by body blocking it. So it's perfect against Storm there, and Makoto just wasn't up to date on the matchup.
Look, he tried his best. He at least took one half of the book that you're putting out there, Perch, but thank you for breaking it down a little bit more on that laning phase. We did say that they were having the struggles against the BB team. It did unfortunately result in their elimination and exit out of the road to the international league for themselves. Look, this is just one more step for them. They were able to adjust in this best of 3. Hopefully when it comes to the next one. BB team before we jump into that, talk a little bit more. Something people love about so we're going to be running through a lot of different short films that have been submitted. Some of our finalists, starting off with our very first one called Perang. The classic Pudge experience there, right when you think you're the one that's going to get the kill, you're going to come out on top. Well, he pops out of it, and that's
He's gonna hurt the PA, and then the PA turns around and one shot. So that's what happens on Pudge. You hit the hook, you're like, ah, I got him. But then you realize you're Pudge. You suck.
on the same team. That's true. No one knows the Pudge is on the same team.
Yeah, that's true.
One of our finalists throughout the day. We'll be showing you some more of our finalists of the short film contest. But let's turn our eyes towards our second best of 3. We've already been treated to 1 today, but we're going to be having 0 up against 1W. Let's talk about these teams because 0 coming into this tournament, no one really knew what to expect despite a great qualification from them. They did great in their groups, but unfortunately falling a little bit short in their best of 3 for seeding, and that's how they find themselves in this first round of the lower bracket window.
Yeah, I feel like their group stage, initially they started well, but as soon as the meta kind of got a bit figured out, and people kind of started to
turn their eyes
on them, realize, oh, they're really good on this hero, they're really, especially the Earth Spirit, they're really good on that hero, and things started to become difficult for them, and they're not really trying to. Okay, maybe they did try to adjust, they try to move their picks around, but I felt like some of the heroes that are being picked a lot in the meta, and they tried to play it, but they were just not good at it. And when they won their China qualifiers, I was watching some of their games, I felt like, oh, this team has a very distinct play style. They play very different from all the other Chinese games, and they were able to win with very different heroes. So I felt like that was their identity. But right now here, it's like a different thing. You can't really play your heroes anymore because there's going to be a line to draw. How good are our heroes in the meta? Can we still use them and win against the top meta? And they felt like they couldn't, so they are switching around after the group stages, which isn't really working so well for them.
I think it's also a question of how many heroes do you have at that level where you can use it at this level of Dota. Because I do think that 7E, his Earth Spirit, is good enough to be meta-defining. In fact, I think because he's so good at Earth Spirit, a lot of other teams have been experimenting with it and playing it, and it does look good. Like we saw Analog play it the other day, and that was the game that Heroic almost won because of like off of the back of him. He played amazing. So I do think there are some heroes that they have, but that can be meta-defining. But the question is, do they have enough? And the answer is looking like no. And if the answer is no, can they adjust to what the really OP things are in the meta?
Yeah, these teams have had a little bit of time off, 1 day for themselves, or in some cases 2 days for themselves to reset, have a look at what they want to bring to the table and how they want to start slotting into this meta. 1W is one of those teams. They've had a little bit of a rougher win rate in the last 4 series. We just looked at that one, but what are your expectations for them, Thea?
I mean, they're a younger team that has had more recent success in past tournaments. There's a lot of players on this team that I remember seeing fantastic. Munkushi and Sweden Strong being players that I covered in like Division 1, Division 2, GPC like a couple years back, right? And I remember Munkushi was like, I remember him playing Monkey King. I was like, wow, he's good. But when he played anything else, I was like, wow, he's not so good. And he's evolved so much from that time where he's, I want to say, probably the star player on this team for me. And he plays so many different heroes. He can play very aggressively with these Lina, Gyropoppers, and Razor. But he can also take a step back too and also play more of the greedy heroes like the Morphling, the Alchemist. He's been like really good and impressive, and he's just been such an impressive player to just watch his growth. And now he is right here at the road to the International, and he's the one for me that needs to have a good game for this squad to do well.
Yeah, both of these teams, I feel like they have some trouble finding their own identity in this meta. They play some very niche heroes, but when the meta is like unraveling during the group stages, they are kind of finding it hard to follow what other people is doing, the other teams are doing, and they're kind of trying to sometimes find a compromise, which might not win you the game. So it's all about like whether do you adapt, or you really are able to find something that's in the middle that you're also good at, and it's also kind of okay in the meta, and try to win with it.
I would be very surprised to see 1W leaving the Earth Spirit through this phase. I can understand that you think that they're not going to first phase pick it. I don't think it fits there, not at this level of Dota. Maybe against worse teams, like Team Zero could just first pick it and win the game, but not at this level. But second phase, yeah, definitely worth a ban. And I don't see 1W picking it up for themselves.
We'll see exactly what it's going to be that does get let through. This is the weird phase of bans. You're either only getting 1 or you're getting 2, and then 3 hero picks for each team are followed just after it. And now you have to wonder, do you set up for yourself on what you want to pick, or do you try and deny something? So this Invoker, it's been played in so many different positions over the last 3 patches. I'm still going to just put a blanket out there, most likely mid.
Yeah, I have
Or
to
carry. A la Watson.
And that's why I'm saying most likely mid. I don't want to say definitely mid.
It is an interesting
Most
flex,
likely.
though. You now, after watching that game, you have to consider it. Like, how much are they willing to flex this?
I mean, they haven't played it yet, so this is going to be a new hero at least. And we have seen Trees before a lot. I basically
Don't talk about it much.
Zero. Yeah, we definitely don't talk about Trees on this panel.
Can I have another 3 minutes,
No.
40 seconds?
Oh please, Shankit, don't.
No,
Right.
especially considering how fast this
Yeah,
is.
this is going fast. But either way, we got some real meta stuff all around. All these heroes have been taken. We've seen a lot outside of the Invoker. I think that's the only one hero. And it's an interesting pickup here to pick it up that early. Looks like it will be their mid. It could flex to carry. I think that's a Watson special, though. I don't think any other player is really privy to that. So they must think that they can play Invoker in almost any situation. It'll be fine. And against Zero, I suppose they're thinking, this guy really likes to play his melee type of like heroes that don't like being mana burn, like your Earth Spirits, Sand Kings. What else did we play as well? Just pretty much Tiny as well. Like these type of heroes don't enjoy getting their mana burned because they can't make rotations if you do that. So maybe they're just really focusing him down in that regard.
He does not care.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask the question, how is Earth Spirit versus Luna? Because I know ES can buy a Blade Mail and you have all this uncontrollable damage coming out of Luna, so you can roll in, kill her, use the Blade Mail from Kunkka as well. But then on the flip side, ES plays really long fights. Luna with the Lucent Beam Conda build is fine with taking long fights.
But we still have to, talk about what Luna doesn't like. Luna doesn't like people going up to your face. And Earth Spirit can kind of do that. Because the reason you can sit behind and just keep casting your beams with Kanda is because nobody
goes on.
Yeah, nobody goes on.
Sure.
So Earth Spirit can kind of do that.
This might be a game to get like the Moon Guard facet. Is that even what it's called? That's what I call it.
Yeah, Moon Guard.
You've been
Okay.
right 2 for 2, I think.
All right, cool.
I love how he just throws out names of facets. So he's like, oh, I'm pretty sure I read this once.
Yeah. I mean, either way, like I always, it's just like pre-selected. Click it and you don't have to worry anymore about it. But
that's fine.
either way, like I feel like that facet does have a place in the game, even though most of the players aren't taking it. But when you're playing versus a Treant, a Kunkka, Earth Spirit who just get on top of you, that's when I think it's really good. And there's already 3 melee heroes here. And I think when you're playing against Earth Spirit, that's exactly what he does. He rolls on top of you, uses all his spells, having that damage reduction, and also the added damage from maxing your W out on Luna is something worth considering here. Because, yeah, I would agree. The other way would make Earth Spirit very beneficial to have against Luna.
Carry. What carry are they?
I mean, Miss Morana could be. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying that Zero could think that the Morana is what they want for the character.
Yeah, that's true. And then they could pick another 4 position. I do really like the Mirana Kunkka lane. Anytime I see a Mars in the draft and then the Mirana flex, it always feels like it should be a little tilted more towards the 4 position. And also, at least like anecdotally from what we've seen, the Wind Ranger Mirana type heroes versus Luna has not looked great. Like one Kanda Lucent Beam, and these heroes are like 50% HP. They have to pop their BKB, and it feels really bad.
I also think
like
the jump of bad kind of does very much. But you think Weaver?
I like Weaver. There's no
I mean,
stuns.
Their stuns are really low.
Okay.
Did a little investigation work on, at least in high-level pubs. Luna's losing a lot to Weaver. It's the worst matchup. It says Marcy's bad, it says Ursa's bad. All these kind of make sense, right? Just get on top of Luna, and Weaver has one condition to pick. It's like, do they have a lot of hard lockdown? And if they do, pick Weaver. If they don't have enough, pick Weaver. And it can be quite good. I would imagine Faceless Void is also good versus that hero, but his lane was just way too hard to make work. I guess Faceless Void counters every hero in a 1-to-1 matchup,
Yeah.
but he's just too hard to...
Nope, not Wraith King.
right.
I mean, he does. He
Wraith
just
Wraith
time
King
walks in,
counters-
kills the Wraith King. As he respawns, then you chrono him.
Yeah, Wraith King counters Wraith King in a 1-to-1 matchup right now. And a tree plus Faceless Void seems a little scuffed.
Wraith
No,
King is the
I
only
like
hero in
the-
Dota that can literally kill himself. If you double tap the ult.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the pre-ult, very strong. You blink in and slow.
Whoa, okay, so Mirana carry, or we're bringing back the old Dark Willow carry, which
I'm not sure it's in that position.
conceptually kind of cool.
I could see it. Yeah, I could actually see it against Luna. You avoid all the damage that Luna is doing.
Is that too much copium?
No, I mean, like, okay, why did we pick it in the past? We picked it versus agility heroes that have high armor.
Didn't we
do
pick it
massive
against
damage.
Moeta specifically?
We picked it versus Morphling. We picked it versus Terrorblades. No, this hero's been picked as a magic damage carry against other high agility, high armor type of heroes. I am not saying 100% it is going to be that, but it could be.
It's not, unfortunately. It is going to be the Morana. I like though that we threw that one out there. It potentially could have been. Who knows if that was even ever on their radar of thinking about it, but no, we've got the Morana. It feels like a pretty stuck standard at the moment.
Yeah, it's an okay hero right now. It has its place. I think in general, this matchup against the Luna is both good and bad, right? Because like the good part is you do a lot of damage and you can kill the Luna. Of course, you can Satanic up. The bad part is you're a little bit squishy, and as you mentioned before, this Kanda build, you just beam the Mirana. She could die very easily, so I think it's going to come down to a lot who initiates on who first, so the other carry can input the damage.
I think Mirana just needs to jump in. You can't just play from far. You just need to see the team. If they are going in, they can attack the Luna. You just have to commit. Don't try to like just be on the outskirts and just waiting and being unsure. If you want to go, you just have to go. So like overall, Team Zero's line up here, they have very good team fight. Kunkka, Trian, they have a lot of like big spells, and I think Mirana is going to be sufficiently protected in the team.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of frontliners for her and like heals, and I do also really believe in the double blade mail that's going to be coming out of Team Zero. I think like almost all of the 1W heroes suffer to blade mail. So there's going to be a real timing there where they can run around and be really active with the Earth Spirit, plus the blade mails where there's no BKBs on the other side. That I think Team Zero can take real advantage of.
I'm more curious about this beast. We didn't really talk about it. I feel like that adds a little bit more to the lockdown on the side of 1W. Might be enough to burst through a Marauder even if she gets in there. Either way, we've got lots of questions. Hopefully they get answered by one of our coaches who's joining Nomad.
Thank you very much, Nat. Yes, I'm here with the legendary Blink, and my first question is going to be, what is your confidence in this draft? Is this a win?
我们首先想问的是，你对这个阵容的信心有多少？
我觉得信心很足，就是跟我们赛前准备的选出来的也差不多了。
I think we are very confident, and it's exactly what we planned ahead of this win.
Brilliant. So everything's going to plan. You were talking with the team there just before you came out to us. Can you give us an idea of what you were saying?
我们看到你就是进来采访之前，跟队伍就是有一些小沟通，可以跟我们分享一下说了些什么吗？
没什么啊，就是觉得打好我们自己的，我们就是什么队伍我们都不怕吧。
Nothing really much. I was just telling them that as long as we perform our best, we're not afraid of any team.
All right, and then very quickly, what could go wrong this game for you guys?
如果需要就是挑可能会出问题的地方，能挑出来吗？
不知道啊，这个确实要看打的吧。
I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just have to see how it goes.
All right, let's see, and we'll find out exactly how this game's going to go down with Captain SVG.
Two teams that represent the new generation of their respective regions, but one of them is going to be going out last place here at the International. Will it be 0 or will it be 1W? Avery, you got any early thoughts about this matchup?
Should be an interesting one in terms of nerves, land experience, like your veteran players will have something for you in the clutch. The one guy I look for in that regard in this series might be Eric. This is a carry player that goes back multiple TIs, has land experience, has gotten top 6. A lot of people forget about that OG roster, where that was a really strong roster at the 2021 TI, and they were cruising through that when they went up against another Chinese team. So this is a guy with deep land experience. In theory, this is a team where you kind of lead some of the newer guys and put them on his shoulders and say, hey, give me Murata, give me a carry of the tournament, let me pop off. That said, he's against, like you said, the new generation of CIS here in Mankushi. His carry Bo on the other side. I'm excited to see what he can bring to the series as a whole, because he's a very explosive carry player. But I think, as a lot of people said, the ceiling's very high for this 1W team. Sometimes they just crash it.
Yes, I feel like that they were coming into this tournament with some momentum, but everything that we've seen from them at this International has not reflected that. I think that they have really underperformed at this tournament, but we can start performing. Now's the time to do so here in the lower bracket with elimination on the line. They will not have that experienced TI attending voice on their side, though, and that may leave them at a bit of a disadvantage in this matchup.
I think that's why a lot of people are looking forward to what they're going to do in this event, because if you go to the land right before this, that elite, like they took Liquid to a game 5 in that grand final. I mean, I think a lot of people were impressed with the rigidity they showed, you know, being able to go deep in a high pressure match like that. Some would argue should have even won that series.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing in a land environment with an audience, which, you know, you don't get too many tournaments, too many chances to be able to play tournaments like that.
This lane's looking a little rough for the Earth Spirit, but, you know, get the 2-minute water rules.
Seems like they have not lost faith in the Earth Spirit, something that they are rocking in the qualifiers, the Chinese qualifiers, and something that they also ran here at this International a couple times, though their last matchup was in that series against Aurora, where they got knocked down into the lower bracket position in the first place. They did lose that Earth Spirit game. It seems they still believe in it. 70s, it's one of his favorite moves, so maybe you'll link it. Yeah, Yeah, he thinks that he's like, no, man, don't pick that for me.
I don't know about Blake's. He's a very interesting sort of legend.
Yeah, what do you think about personality? Obviously, part of that famed Wings roster, but obviously being from the Chinese scene, a lot of the Western audience doesn't get to know too much about him. What do you think?
I feel like he's the player in that Wings roster I know the least about. He's a bit of an enigma. All I know is that guy was an absolute beast in mid lane. He played everything. And he was like 5K long. So if any of that has led over into the Zero squad, not the MMR part, but the willingness to play anything, be confident in it, not be afraid of your opponent, I think that's what we saw in the interview. I think that does kind of describe this kind of team. Sure. Like, they just kind of want to play their style. They can play fast, they can play slow. I think they've looked a little slower at this event, like more patient, more disciplined, trying to find the right team fight and set it up properly. And sometimes that can bring up the pace down a bit. I mean, this is another game, right? We're going 4 minutes in. It's 0-0 on the board. I don't think they're a team that's going to rotate super fast or play some like hyper carry that just goes through the gate 8 times. But they can be a team that excels in those late game team fights with some really nice player synergy and spellcasting.
One player you certainly do know something about, former teammate of yours, Ponlo, playing the Dark Willow, which the panel had some crazy ideas of. Perhaps it was going to be a carry Dark Willow. Not going to be the case. Just going to be support here, and may end up going down for first blood. His Respect is able to pick that up with the Ice Shard.
He really cursed him real hard there.
Right? I didn't say anything good about it.
Respect happy of that bounty. And the flip side of the map, Sweet Strong will collect as well.
Does this mean they're winning all their lanes? Man, Erica's going for it, or yes sir, as Sunsfan likes to call him. He leaps in to get the kill, now tries to leap out. Arrow, he gets blocked by the Beastmaster. I think he wanted to kill that boar that was slowing him down, and he just traded his life for the Batrider. That could not have been a good exchange.
Let's get the full resources, but yeah, that is not exactly what he wanted out of that exchange.
And 70 gets his mana burned out, and his life is being threatened by Kira Jr., who's going to come close to getting the kill once again. But Air Spirit is going to be sent packing either way. Back to how he goes.
He is really behind on experience. We've seen Invokers dominate some of these isolated one-on-ones in terms of the experience factor, but this is going to be a level 6 Invoker, a little 4 Spirit. Pretty brutal here, the extra, innate giving you the extra experience on denies, but just putting in the CS works. 26 and 15 on this Invoker. He has almost as many denies as 70 has last hit here.
And then he comes back to lane and instantly gets all of his mana burned away. He does have bottle charges, obviously, to work with, so he should be able to bottle back up and play for the power rune that's coming in soon.
He's just not going to have Magnetize to make an early rotation here to pressure these side lanes, and the side lanes are getting pressured by these two cores.
Oh, the axe comes back and takes off his head. Cloud does enough damage. The side lanes are dominating. The mid lane is being threatened. One Dub are walking away with a pretty clear lane advantage here at this point. Is that Mirana is the only one who has some decent net worth, and she's going to start falling down as she's not in lane right now.
Absolutely crushing his lane phase right now. There is a lot of pressure points that they can rotate to. They can combine these two supports. They can make gate rotations. They can easily go to this Beastmaster, continue to pressure the Mirana if they want to. This Invoker is going to continue to burn the resources out of this mid-Earth Spirit, which means 7E cannot respond to these dives with its full capacity. They want to commit for them. Team Zero really need to play these next few minutes well here.
Sticky Napalm added up the flight break. And with the lead seed, he might be able to stay alive. The TP's coming in from the Dark Willow to try and save him here, but they already used the Roar on the Mirana at the same time, so they kill the Train Protector, chase the Mirana out of here. Double Leap's going to be forced to be used. Now they're turning their attention back to Ponlo with a full rotation coming out from One Dub. You said Zero. They're not going to be a team that plays particularly fast, but One Dub, when they're cooking, they do play fast.
Oh yeah, this team can definitely